In the days when the judges ruled, a famine swept across the land of Judah. The soil cracked beneath the sun, and the grain withered in the fields. In the town of Bethlehem, a man named Elimelech took his wife Naomi and their 2 sons and journeyed to the country of Moab, seeking food and a future. There in the foreign land, they settled among strangers. But the promise of life turned to sorrow. Elimelech died, and Naomi was left a widow in a land not her own. Her sons took Moabite wives, Orpah and Ruth, and for a time, life found a quiet rhythm. Yet sorrow struck again. Both sons died, leaving Naomi with only her daughters. The 3 widows stood in the shadows of their losses, and Naomi's heart grew heavy with grief. Hearing that the Lord had visited his people and provided food in Bethlehem, she decided to return home. On the road back to Judah, Naomi turned to Orpah and Ruth and urged them to return to their families. "Go back," she said. "May the Lord grant that you find rest in the home of another husband." They wept and clung to her. But Orpah eventually kissed her mother-in-law goodbye and walked back toward Moab. Ruth remained. She clung tightly to Naomi, her eyes resolute. "Do not urge me to leave you or to turn back from you. Where you go, I will go. Where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people and your God my God. Where you die, I will die, and there I will be buried." When Naomi saw Ruth's unshakable resolve, she said no more. Side by side, they traveled the long road to Bethlehem. The town stirred when Naomi returned, but she answered their greetings with bitterness. "Do not call me Naomi," she said. "Call me Mara, because the Almighty has made my life very bitter." They arrived at the beginning of the barley harvest. Though they had no wealth and no protection, Ruth did not sit idle. She offered to go and glean grain in the fields, gathering what the reapers left behind so that she and Naomi could eat. It was by divine guidance that Ruth came to glean in the field of Boaz, a man of standing from the clan of Elimelech. Boaz noticed her immediately, not for her beauty, but for her quiet devotion. He had heard how she had cared for Naomi, how she had left her homeland to follow her mother-in-law and trust in a God not her own. He approached her with kindness. "My daughter, listen to me," he said. "Do not go to another field. Stay here with my servant girls. I have told the men not to touch you. When you are thirsty, drink from the jars they have filled." Ruth bowed down in astonishment. "Why have I found such favor in your eyes? Did you notice me a foreigner?" Boaz replied, "I have been told all that you have done for your mother-in-law since the death of your husband. May the Lord reward you richly, under whose wings you have come to take refuge." He shared his food with her and allowed her to glean among the sheaves where the best grain was found. That evening, she returned to Naomi with an abundance of barley, and Naomi's spirit stirred with hope. As the harvest days passed, Naomi devised a bold plan. She instructed Ruth to wash, perfume herself, and dress in her best clothes. Then she told her to go to the threshing floor at night, where Boaz would be winnowing barley. After he lay down to sleep, Ruth was to uncover his feet and lie there, a quiet gesture of humility and request.
Well, if you haven't subscribed, you need to subscribe.
Ruth obeyed. In the stillness of the night, Boaz awoke startled to find a woman at his feet. "Who are you?" he asked. "I am your servant Ruth," she said. "Spread the corner of your garment over me, for you are a guardian redeemer of our family." Boaz's heart was moved. "The Lord bless you," he said. "You have not run after younger men, rich or poor. You have shown even greater kindness now than before. Do not be afraid. I will do for you all that you ask." But there was one close kin who had the right to redeem the family line. Boaz promised to settle the matter the next morning. At the town gate, he called the nearer kinsmen and the elders of the city. He explained Naomi's land and the obligation to marry Ruth the Moabite to preserve the family name. The man declined, fearing it would endanger his own estate. So Boaz declared before the witnesses that he would redeem the land and take Ruth as his wife. All the elders and people at the gate blessed the union, calling upon the Lord to make Ruth like Rachel and Leah, who together built the house of Israel. Boaz and Ruth were married, and in time, the Lord granted them a son. They named him Obed. Naomi, once bitter and empty, now held a grandchild in her arms. The women of the town rejoiced, saying, "Naomi has a son." Obed grew to be the father of Jesse, and Jesse the father of David. So from the quiet loyalty of a foreign widow came the royal line of Israel, and through that line, generations later, would come the Redeemer of the world.